Antisocial acolytes.
3, 2, 1, boop. I love this movie.
Oh, right.
Son of
Is
the
this the
Allfather.
production studio?
Yeah, is this the the Jewish doctrine of Marxism rejects the aristocratic principle of nature and replaces the eternal privilege of power as strength by the massive numbers and their weight. Thus it denies the volume of personality, and man contests the significance of nationality and race, and thereby withdraws the humanity or whatever.
Existence and its culture.
That's the foundation of the universe. The doctrine would bring about the end of any order intellectually conceivable to man. Eternal nature, infringement of her commands.
While I would agree with everything the man that wrote this quote said, wrote, or did, this is perhaps the most articulate and precise quote ever written, describing the utter incompatibility of Marxism as it relates to nature. I consider it foolish and insane to disobey the eternal power of nature, and humans that have the audacity to challenge her omnipotence generally experience her wrath in full force.
So I gotta say, we're starting off really
Marxism
fucking
denies the
strong
natural
with
order
that
of
quote
things.
there.
Yeah, with that Hitler
Powerful
quote.
quote.
In a state of nature, only the strong, intelligent, beautiful, and steadfast survive and reproduce, endowing the same traits and mannerisms to their posterity.
So okay, quick real thing about this, right? Isn't an appeal to nature, like the way he's doing it, say, oh, it's fucked up to reject nature. Isn't technology inherently against nature? Like the way
Yeah,
we
why are
use
you
it?
doing with a
Like
fucking
guns?
YouTube channel, dickhead?
What-
That's
what-
not human nature by your own fucking standards, dumbass.
Yeah, literally, it's crazy because technology is like an extension of our fucking nervous system. The way we use it, the way we're always interconnected. It's literally fucking just a part of us, the way we live. And another way to refute the whole, like, come back to nature argument is all this stuff has been made through nature, okay? We naturally made this. It's not like this just came out of the... Like, it's one thing if it came out of the sky, right? Like some aliens dropped off some fucking technology. I guess then you could say it's interfering with our nature. But we built all this through harvesting natural materials and using our natural brains to create everything that we have, which includes ideas, okay? Ideas are inherently just ways to describe the ways that humans should organize themselves, and that's simply what communism or Marxism is a way to organize society. Just like, I guess this guy doesn't have a proposed society. His proposed society is just fucking being hunter-gatherers.
The thing I fucking hate about these, like, this human nature argument, dude, it was once human nature to wipe your own hands and go to town on shit. Like, the whole point of society is we progress, we make changes, we move forward. He's literally saying, I want be caveman! He might be, I guess, an anarcho-primitivist, then I guess he's, like, more base than we thought in that case, but I don't know. Yeah, it feels like all these, like, nature weirdos that try to reject Marxism just, like, literally just try to be monkey, but in the most, like, dumbass right-wing shit brain possible.
Yeah, they're like, well, you think about it, okay? So, monkey, right? Monkey see, monkey do. So they see Nick Fuentes do something, they do it, too.
Yes.
Also, monkeys only stay together with... I don't know if monkeys are social, I'm just making this up, by the way. Monkeys only stay with other monkeys that look like them. So, you know, race war, electricity is magic.
That dictate this.
Anarcho-magicism.
I'm a wizard. The only fucking wizards on this guy's side are grand wizards.
Humanity has vainly and thoughtlessly assumed that it has conquered the omnipotence of eternal nature. As a result, an increasingly conspicuous and extensive effort of contemptuous besiegement is being effectuated upon naturally empowered traditional groups.
This sounds like the rambling of a
by
murderer in the
artificially empowered
interrogation.
abnormal groups.
Justify his-
Yeah, is this Elliot Rogers
This fact
fucking
can be seen in
handbook?
the realms of race, abnormal groups,
I like this
empowered only
music in
by
the
the
background.
artificial
Dude, I feel like we're about to watch a
selection of
movie, dude.
It's
or
hyping it
empowered
up that
traditional
way.
groups and
Yeah.
identities.
I mean, he did a good job
To their natural
thematically
place of
speaking.
dominance, with clear exceptions which I will elaborate upon. The paradigm of these
He's getting into
adversarial
it.
forces
He's
of
gonna
humanity
convince
can be
us here.
observed as a general dichotomy within the realm of political allegiances. In other words, in the postmodern world, there is a general tendency of the naturally empowered traditional groups and identities to support rightist politics, while the artificially empowered abnormal groups and identities support leftist politics. Cultural Marxism has been embraced so willingly by the left
here we
because
go.
it seeks to place traditionally and naturally non-dominant groups and identities into power over traditionally and naturally dominant groups and identities, in the same framework of oppressor versus oppressed that was found in the classical Marxist bourgeoisie versus proletariat class struggle dichotomy. Once upon a time, the divergent left only fought for social liberty. Now they fight to assume power over the norms of society, which they fail to realize are in fact the commands of eternal nature.
I love these
In general
clips of the
terms,
left.
these are the modern
Yeah, I like how he's
struggles
talking about. He's like, Democrats used to be cool, but now they're commies.
Men versus women. Western feminism at first sought for equality of opportunity, and once achieved, it did not lead to the equality of outcome that they expected. This is because of biological differences in the way men and women think, feel, act, lead, and produce when operating under their own free will. But instead of accepting this natural phenomenon and the inherent differences between the sexes, feminists created a Marxist dichotomy wherein men are the oppressors and women the oppressed. Modern
Yes,
feminism
because the
Why is it all
idea.
Marxist dichotomy?
Yeah, the idea of having an oppressor and the oppressed is.
Voting data
Yeah,
proves
it's
that
definitely
men are
not
more
an
likely to
actually an
vote for
appeal to
rights,
nature
and women
of
are more
having
likely to
the
vote for
prey and the
leftists.
predator.
Donald Trump won the male vote by 12 points. Hillary Clinton won the female vote by 12 points.
Okay, this is
2017
good
US
evidence to be
general election,
racist and to
conservative
reject
and more women voted
Marxism.
for the- 2 out of the 3 voters for the right-wing UK Independence Party were male.
So
In the
women tend to
2016
lean left.
Austrian presidential
Okay,
election,
this is a
there
good
was a
point.
clear right-left split between men. In Germany, the Nationalist Alternative for Deutschland Party garnered twice as many male votes as it did female votes in the 2017 federal elections.
This sounds like he's
Females
just
also
being like,
carried
yeah, men are
President
fucking
Justin
racist.
Trudeau to victory in the 2015
Men are
Prove that
inherently
men are
racist.
just fuck.
Whites versus
It's like the
non-whites.
German Nationalist
Uh-oh.
Party.
Marxists contend that
So it's-
race
oh,
is a social
oh no.
construct and means nothing biologically. However, biological differences in race are clear to anyone with a shred of intellectual honesty, and it's backed up by irrefutable scientific evidence.
Where's it gonna go?
Irrefutable.
These average
Show us that
differences are
evidence.
physical,
Show us that
intellectual,
evidence.
and natural biological differences among races have propelled certain racial groups into positions of higher average success, wealth, productiveness, education, and
Cayman
health.
cutting out makes me happy.
Whites in particular have risen
Yeah, I'm
to a high
censoring
level of
him.
average. The resentment of non-whites regarding their natural lack of success politically manifests itself in their tendency to vote for politicians that espouse principles of neo-Marxist social engineering, which oppresses naturally successful racial groups in favor of naturally unsuccessful racial groups.
I like how he was showing
73%
like
of
fucking
ethnic minorities
Justin
voted for the
Trudeau
leftist
as like
Labour Party.
Yeah,
In the
politician.
2016
Shit libs
US
fucking
presidential
Justin
election,
Trudeau.
ethnic minorities also carried leftist Justin Trudeau to victory in the 2015 Canadian
Leftist.
federal election.
It's like they point out these things
Non-heterosexuals
with the
and
like
gender-confused have
ethnicity
long been
thing that
instrumental
they
in the
support
left's cultural
leftists, and it's
war
like, why?
against everything
What
that
is the
is
solution
traditional
you're
and
hinting at
natural.
there?
Yeah, his whole
Gravity
point
has
is
emboldened this group
basically
into insanity.
kind of what I was
Marxist
saying,
overtones of the gay
but
rights
like
movement
in a kind of more
inspired
like
gays to
not
obsess
good way.
over their sexuality
He was saying
to the point of
basically,
becoming the
oh, they're
focus
naturally
of
unsuccessful, and these
identity.
politicians say they'll lift them up because they're not successful. It's like, yeah, what is the solution there? Just like let them fucking starve to death?
In combination with their status as an abnormal and degenerate minority,
Holy
have
shit!
waged
Oh my
war against
God.
everything that is traditional and natural in society. In a state of nature, non-heterosexuals and the gender-confused would not reproduce and proliferate the human species.
So they should be
This is why there is
exterminated.
little to no homosexual tendency in the natural world, nor is there gender confusion among any of the millions of other species in the natural world.
Which is not
If it were
true,
not for modern
actually.
technology
There
and
are
unnatural
plenty of
forms of conception,
homosexual
gays would not have children
activity
of
in
their
the
own.
animal kingdom. But
An
okay.
all homosexual society with no modern technology would die out within a couple of generations. Luckily for them, the left celebrates everything that is unnatural, and gays have therefore been loyal to the left.
Yeah, fucking raping
79%
people to
of
reproduce is
non-heterosexual
natural too,
voted for
technically.
leftist
So what the
parties
fuck's his
in
point?
the 2020
He's
election.
literally just arguing to be
The
an animal, to
non-heterosexual,
be a.
gender-confused
He's calling them
Hamburgers aren't
degenerate, but he
natural.
wants to be a
Any
murderous
position of
rapist
power
animal,
within
like
any
straight up.
hierarchical
What the
structure
fuck?
in a
This guy better fucking be keto
However, the
only.
left elders versus youth. Old is synonymous with mature, while young is synonymous with immature. Wise versus naive, rational versus irrational,
So is he
logically
ageist
driven
or?
versus emotionally
Yeah,
driven.
is he ageist or
Guess we'll see.
is he like old people are smart?
Versus left.
Yeah.
In Western society, the older the person, the more likely they are to be on the right. And understand
Oh, so he's gonna like them,
after
I
a
think.
person has
Bernie's an
devoted their
old
entire
person.
life
Does he like
to
him?
further gratification for decades,
Yeah, I
so
don't
that they
know.
can
Well,
retire
no, he's just an
comfortably.
abnormal
They
degenerate
seldom have a
of
desire
the.
to find- Even in primitive societies of yesteryear, Elders were venerated and held high status within social hierarchies for their wisdom and experience. But the sagacity of the elderly has been insolently and foolishly painted as a nuisance by the modern left, as the wisdom of the elderly presents an obstacle in the left's malevolent scheme.
He's literally just saying old people are better because they tend to like right-wing
61%
politics.
of Brits over
So
the
like,
age
are
of
old
55
people in
voted to
like?
leave the EU.
Does he like old people in Russia? Because they
75%
like want to go back to the USSR, like statistically overwhelmingly. Like, what kind of fucking logic is this?
Election, the leftist Labour Party carried a 44 point.
So communism's good in Russia, I guess. Okay.
Carrying a deficit. of
According to
43
this guy.
points.
Nazis are also more likely
There
to
is a clear
support
age
right-wing
divide
politics.
between the leftist
Are they
and right.
based?
And the youth are flocking to populist and nationalist causes, most notably.
I
in
think you're
France.
just a boomer, bro. I think you're salty about being a fucking boomer, son of the Allfather. More like fucking geezer of the Allfather.
he's like secretly like 89.
He's a voice
The
changer.
attractive versus the unattractive.
Oh, this one's
Studies
good.
have shown that people
Oh,
on the
here we
right
go.
are in general more physically attractive than people on the left, something rightists have known for years.
I like how it's just like studies have shown, and something we've known for years, but doesn't elaborate on
Yeah, like
that
literally,
anymore.
that's such a subjective opinion. Like,
While showing really weird ass articles.
I'll tell you guys something. There are hot ass fucking right wingers. Okay, you know, like they're more likely to be traditionally attractive, meaning they're just like blonde and have okay tits. I mean, that's the examples they'll use. Most of the chicks I've been attracted to in my life have either been like apolitical or kind of libs, kind of cringe libs for the most part. But the left, like Belle Delphine, for example, she is a Marxist, okay? And I'm just making that up, but it's probably true. No, seriously, who's a fucking? Can you think of? You know the Bernie girl, right? Whatever her name is, Nico Lowell, whatever. She's pretty hot, right? Or you would even say she's traditionally attractive, right? She's a left winger. And I know that, that's the exception, not the rule. Have you ever been to a trailer park before?
Okay, look, you're diving way too much into anecdotes. Were you listening? He said studies have shown, dumbass. Studies have shown, you fucking idiot, that right-wingers are more attractive. I don't know, were you not listening or something?
The average person isn't traditionally attractive. Well, you go to a trailer park, right? You're going to see a lot of Trump flags, okay? You're going to see a lot of MAGA. Probably not going to see very many hot chicks there. Probably not, because as soon as they fucking, as soon as they have their third kid, and they're, headed for the trailer park, it's game over, okay? They're fucking fat. They're on their fucking rascals. Terrible. And they're more likely to be conservative. So, keep that in mind. Maybe the point is that more models are right-wing than left wing, and that's probably because they're rich. Go to California, the chicks there are beyond hot all the time. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, California, you go to the fucking beach, you're probably gonna see some ass. You know what I mean?
Hey, but guess what, brother? There's still 10 million Republicans in California. I bet all the hot ones are those. All of them. Studies have shown, dumbass. Studies
have shown. Okay, and we're just talking about chicks here. That's not very fair. That's our male privilege talking or whatever. So, is Dick Cheney attractive?
Dick Cheney is fucking sexy as hell. I don't know. His sags, his cartoonish looking face butt flabs, that you can't get any better than that.
Okay, anyways, let's get back to
Let's see how
check the movie.
Yeah.
This means that rightists are the ones who are not resentful that there is a Mr. and Mrs. Universe. And instead of holding bitterness that hierarchies naturally exist within human societies,
Mr. and Mrs. Universe,
rightists accept the nature of society as it is, and instead strive.
This sounds like he's arguing that rightists are fucking cucks, and they love to be cucked by society, and love just getting fucked by hierarchical stuff.
They love being poor.
The sane versus the mentally ill. Studies have shown that leftists are more likely to be mentally ill than rightists.
Yeah, and also, by the way, conservatives are less likely to seek mental health care.
Mental illness affects the most
because they fucking don't believe in it.
A hideous, fat, mentally ill black lesbian will naturally be resentful of a handsome, fit, sane, white heterosexual male. So it is only
Chad.
Their image
those
of a
with mental
Chad is
illnesses
just
or
like,
mental
man, I'm
illness
really
to
gay
some
and love
extent.
this kind of looking man.
They
I
are able to
love some
present
muscles, a
that they have
big
problems.
beard. I love
Sound
nice
mind and
chins.
soul
That's
do not.
sexy, dude.
Anxiety disorders are the
Like,
most
what happened? I
common
thought being
illness
gay
in the
was
United States,
degeneracy. Why are
affecting
you so
40
fucking
million
gay for
American
your
adults.
image of a Chad?
Generalized anxiety disorder affects 6.8 million American adults. Panic disorder affects 6 million American adults. Major depressive disorder affects 16.1 million American adults.
Dude, I'm in all of these.
Illness. In both men and women, gays are twice as likely to have a
I like
mental
his
illness, and
captions. What the
bisexuals
fuck?
are 3 times as
Cringe.
likely
Dot,
to have
dot,
a
dot.
mental illness.
I like how
Going
he
back full
never
circle,
like tries to
classic
dive a
Marxist
little bit
bourgeoisie
into
proletariat
maybe
Into why.
why gay people
Yeah.
and bisexual people are more likely to have mental illness. Maybe because they
classes
are
versus the
a
unproductive
group that
classes.
has a
In
like
general, the more
historic
productive
precedent of being
classes historically
discriminated
gravitated
against, and we
towards the
live in a
right, and
society that has
understandably.
historically been
The right
anti-gay.
seeks to
But no,
preserve
no, no, it's
hierarchies
just
that
because they're
organically occur in
crazy and
societies,
terrible, and they need
as
to be
the intelligent,
exterminated from society.
industrious,
Yeah,
Which is, of course, the signal he's getting at here. But he's too pussy to say it, though. That's the thing that I hate about these people, is, like, in the intro, you know how he was like, no, I don't always agree with what this man says, and then see just Adolf Hitler scroll across. They're the biggest pussies I've ever, like, experienced or seen on the planet. Like, why are you even doing this little tap dance and being like, I might not agree or love what this man says? Like, no, you fucking love Hitler. He's your #1 idol. You probably wake up every day and you kiss a picture of Hitler and you're like, I love you. Just say you like Hitler. Why are you so much of a pussy? You can't just be like, this is a quote from this really cool guy I like named Hitler. But, like, they're such fucking pussies.
Yeah, at least be fucking honest. I'll be honest. I'll fucking say it right now. I love Hitler. No, I'm just kidding. I don't like Hitler. Look, Hitler wasn't dumb. So, of course, it's you're going to find stuff that in Mein Kampf that, you know, you read and you're like, huh, that doesn't involve killing the Jews. It's like, I mean, Mein Kampf is just his fucking gay diary, pretty much. There's some good, like, not good stuff. There's some interesting stuff in it. But you don't just start a video with that.
Marxists realized
yeah.
they had no chance of overthrowing Western society through an economic struggle. They focused instead on culture. The left has been winning that cultural war for decades, and now the result of that, laughably, is that the Western bourgeoisie has come to support Marxist dogma and has built a veritable army of champagne socialists, half-baked pseudo-intellectuals, virtue-signaling
So keep this, like, this terminology and dog whistling in mind when you hear things like when Jordan Peterson is like, cultural Marxism is plaguing the minds. It's literally just the same thing the Nazis saying when they're like, cultural Bolshevism.
And encourage Marxist and welfarist policies so that they might create a reliable, sheep-tier victim class voting bloc.
The reason that fucking people vote for Democrats is because instead of just saying, like, Democrats suck ass. I've never voted for a Democrat in my life, right? But the reason that poor people do is because Republicans just say nothing. So this guy's basically saying poor people should be happy to be poor. No, Trump didn't even run on that. Trump said it's fucked up that you guys are poor, and we're gonna fucking make sure that you guys are treated fairly by not taxing you as much and fucking giving you jobs. Which, of course, in the end, didn't have a great effect, and the whole tax thing is actually fucking shit because of the fact that it permanently lowered the corporate tax rate, but only for like 5 years lowered the individual tax rate. You're very stupid to just completely say the class struggle is not relevant.
For these unscrupulous elites, it is all about power, money, and status, not effectuating social change.
Yeah, because J.K. Rowling's really known to be a very famous leftist. She's really loved by the left.
You support those who attempt to subvert the productive, beautiful, strong, healthy, rational, sane, traditional, wise, lawful, and moral among us, and replace us with the slothful, unsightly, weak, indisposed, nonsensical, insane, avant-garde.
Oh my god, Jesus.
There's a lot. Okay, that's considered a dog whistle, right? Or is that like a dog trumpet? Yeah, there was too many Stars of David on there.
I really like how he's showing, like, a collage of, like, Europe, and, like, this guy is just obsessed with this idea of, like, pan-Europe culture when that's, like, not a thing at all. So, okay, so I just want to tell you about how I stumbled across this YouTube channel to close this out, sort of. So I like to watch, like, history videos sometimes, you know, and I was looking into just the history of the Indo-Europeans, which is, like, a very, very, very ancient people group that, and it's also, like, a language family that entails like English, Indian, Iranian, like French, German, Slavic languages, like people. They all very, very anciently come from one people group. Very, very, very anciently. And I was looking at a video of like a video on the history of like the Indo-European culture, and a lot of the comments were like, "Oh, so they were Giga Chads, you mean?" and like shit like that. And I was like, "Hold up, wait a second." And so what the term for the Indo-Europeans used to be in like the 18 and 1900s when they were first being researched was Aryan, like the Aryans. And so that is like kind of like the where that term gets corrupted, and is also why like the Nazis and Hitler like used and appropriated that Indian peace symbol, you know, to make the swastika, because Indian people very, very, very anciently come from the same people group as like Germans and English people and Iranians and whatnot. And it's just like just really goofy, like, so because of that they like try to unite all these people just to as if they are like all culturally and haven't had any like sort of conflict, and they try to like unite Europe as if it's like this perfect homeland and like is being corrupted by like non-European stuff, when like the literal entire fucking history of Europe is just European countries at war with each other and like beating the fuck out of each other over like religious shit a lot of the time too, because these people will also be like, we need to defend our good Christian values, or they'll be like, Europe is united by a good Christian faith, to like of course be like racist to Arabs and like Muslims and Jews as well. But it's like, holy fuck, you're so fucking dumb, because like the entire history of Europe is just them fighting the fuck out of each other over religion. And it's like, just to like pretend like that somehow there's just this pan-European culture. It's literally solely only to be like, fuck brown people, fuck black people, and fuck Jews. That's literally it. And it's really like just silly. And like the way he's showing this collage of like European flags and people, like as if there's like this prideful like one peoples, is just absolutely absurd and very antithetical to history. They like pretend to be such nerds and history nerds for racism, and they don't know the first fucking thing. They're stupid and they sound so fucking stupid in their attempts to be racist all the time, constantly.
Hey, if you enjoyed that, then make sure to subscribe, like the video, share it, ring the bell, whatever the hell, and get ready for the next Antisocial Acolytes stream this Wednesday coming up. We stream on Wednesdays, that's a thing we do, so yeah, make sure to subscribe for that.